Okay, so this is a unplanned video, but what's up, y'all? If y'all are part of my following on my channel, y'all already know what we getting into. We are getting into DALEX, y'all. After 3 seasons, they're finally getting married. Thank God, y'all, because we have been through it, man. We did not think we ever make it to this day. We did not expect to get to this day, but hey, we made it. Honestly, I kind of already knew from like the Star fandom that this was gonna happen since like November, but the way the episode aired, it kind of threw me off. I'm like, okay, this may not happen, but then we get to this week, and Alex proposed, Derek said yes, and they're getting married, guys. And I know y'all, a lot of y'all thought that she was gonna say she was pregnant again, but y'all, that's reserved for 4B, okay? We not talking about no babies for a minute. So I'm making this video kind of just a recap of how we got here. You know, basically the entire relationship, what went good, what went bad, how we got back together. Just, y'all, this is probably one of my favorite TV couples. Like, honestly, because it's so realistic and really just not, you know, the average relationship. It's kind of millennial relationship. It's millennial love, and it's a healthy relationship, and it's just really good TV. And shout out to Lee Daniels and the writers of Star for putting in the time to this, just doing them justice this season, because really, this is just great. This is just an amazing example of just healthy, like, amazing black love, man. So season 1, we start off with Alex coming to Atlanta with Simone and Star. They meet Miss Carlotta, and I just realized this. Derek and Alex met at a church picnic. I really just realized that they met at a church picnic, and Alex was an atheist in season 1, so I'm like, wow. To get from that to her in season 3, praying, being faithful to God for this man, I'm just like, that is character growth. They then talk for the first time on, like, the back porch of, like, his house and like Miss Carlotta's, because he lives next door, which is like somehow just out of nowhere convenient, just because. And basically, I think in the beginning she intended like, okay, this is just gonna be just a fling. She didn't expect to get feelings that quick. Basically a week in, you know, she's basically, you know, sneaking over to his house so they can hook up, and she's kind of lying to everybody because she's the daughter of Roland Crane, this big rock star, and she doesn't want, you know, people to treat her differently because of what her last name is. And it kind of bites her in the ass later because her parents come to get her and bring her home. And basically he's mad. We obviously show he should be, because she lied saying her mom was dead. And, you know, basically, yeah, there was that. Also, there was like an unscripted version of the show where it put Roland as abusive. So, yeah, that would have been like a mess from there. That would have been so many issues, but I'm kind of glad they cut that out. So Alex ended up basically cutting herself off from her parents, gave back the cards, and he's like, I don't need you guys no more. Derek, you know, comes to the hotel and tells her to don't leave me. I'm just like, wait a minute. Y'all been hooking up for like a week and y'all already in love? Hold up. I'm like, this is a lot. This is a lot to deal with. Like, we knew in the beginning, like, you know what? This is going to be our relationship for this show. We see over the course of, like, season 1, basically them just, you know, having a regular relationship, you know, talking and, you know, being there for each other and stuff. She goes to sing at the rally, basically to get the officer who killed Danielle, you know, charged. And he supports her by going to, her showcase and seeing her sing for the first time. It's just, you see them support each other, but it kind of comes to a halt. It's kind of because Danielle's death was just starting a domino effect of events that led to happen. The rally led to Derek being arrested, and then it led to Alex getting arrested, and basically this whole entire thing of just him getting his name cleared, which led to them getting in a car accident, him being paralyzed, her finding out she's pregnant. It's just, it was a domino of so many things that happened because of one thing that happened prior. So, yeah, they have the car accident. Derek is told by doctors that he would never walk again. And I was like, you know what? He's going to walk again season 2. Because doctors, even though they are trained professionals, they're sometimes wrong. He was going to recover. He was going to walk. I knew he was going to walk by the end of season 2. So Alex finds out that she's pregnant. At this time, Derek had told her that he was paralyzed. So he's up for keeping the baby because, you know, I think part of him was like, you know what, this may be my last chance to have a family because I don't know how this paralyzed thing is going to go. I don't know how we're going to go about it. And she decides to keep the baby. But between the 5-month hiatus between season 1 and season 2, she does find out and she secretly has an abortion, but tells everybody, including Derek, that she had a miscarriage. And that was the first misstep. Okay, you should have just had a conversation. Because y'all really underestimated how this baby was going to happen. And basically, you know, he would have been fine with either decision. You know, we were kind of mad at season 2, Alex, really, for that. So season 2 walks in and basically their relationship's strained. You know, the whole paralyzed thing is kind of really taking a toll on the both of them. Alex is closed off again with her emotions and she starts emotionally cheating with Noah. And she tries to deny those feelings because she loves Derek. But at the same time, she loves somebody. She's falling for somebody else. And it comes to a head in the season 2 finale where basically they're performing their song So Sick and Noah ends up kissing her. She kisses back. I'm like, Alex, don't do that. And to make it worse, they end up almost having sex backstage and they did not even close the door and Derek rolled up in. I'm just like, dear God, I muted my TV for that part. I'm just like, Jesus, this cannot be happening right now. And that leads to their breakup, the first breakup. Yeah, and when she's going to pick up her stuff, she tells him like, hey, I actually had an abortion. I'm just like, you have the worst timing. It's just like, oh God, this is just, oh, this is a lot to take in. Even though we felt like, okay, this breakup, I knew season 2 a breakup was going to happen. We just didn't know how it was going to play out. But I feel like they started up as puppy love in the beginning and they had to break up to realize, okay, then be with other people to realize that really they're kind of meant for each other because they didn't have the same emotions and, you know, kind of what they had before with other people. I think that's like, because when you're with somebody and you take a break, I feel like you realize that you're really meant to be with this person. And that's what we see. We see Derek, you know, get with his physical parents. We see Alex with Noah. She realizes the toxicity Noah has with his drinking and drugs and just this is not healthy. She sees herself being her parents. And I said that from the jump. Basically, that you're basically the younger version of your mom and your dad right now. And then, you know, she breaks up with him and, you know, she goes back to Garrett seeing that there's a slight chance that he still loves her, even though he turns her away at the door, he just still loves her because he goes to the airport in the finale of season 2 to stop her from getting on the plane and tell her that he loves her. Oh my God, we didn't see what happened. I think he missed her flight, assuming. Now, in between those 3 months of season 2 and season 3, they get back together. We don't know how that played out, but honestly, maybe season 4 will address it because they're already done shooting season 3 at this point. So yeah, they got back together in that 3-month span and they were getting ready to move to New York. I'm like, man, we must have gone through a lot if we're getting ready to move to like a whole new coast. I'm like, okay. But kind of comes to a halt because Alex has to do this Take 3 album and Miss Ruby is attacked in the house. That kind of starts, I kind of knew Derek was going to go to like a dark place when this happened because, you know, he was devastated. He wanted justice for her. And it started the whole communication issue again with him and Alex where they're not telling each other stuff. She's dealing with the plane crash. I mean, PTSD. She's not even telling her boyfriend what's going on. Man, what else? Okay, season 3A, we have the Olivia stuff, and she just kind of ignoring it, just kind of, because she feels horrible. She feels guilty. And basically, all that plays out, oh my goodness. I feel so bad I have to say this, but Olivia leaked a tape of her and Derek having sex. I already called the sex tape happening when I saw that camera on the back of that picture. I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's gonna blackmail her. There's gonna be a whole Tierra Marie situation where basically this tape comes out, and it did come out. And they nicknamed Derek Brother Eggplant. I'm like, come on! First of all, ain't no problem with that. I didn't even know how big it was, like, dang. But second of all, y'all really come up with that name. Who was in the writer's room? Who came up with that name? Then Alex finds a picture of Derek being on codes with somebody at Karma, and this puts her in a paranoid stage of him might be cheating on her. I'm just like, No, Derek wouldn't do that, but the evidence kind of just makes it look like he is, even though he was an informant and didn't tell her, even though she would have understood. Like, she is good at keeping secrets, like, really. Even though she's not lying anymore, she's good at keeping secrets, really. And this is where the kind of bad decisions ended up, because he ended up kissing her because he needed to keep the cover up, and Alex walks in on it. She's pissed off, and he's still not telling her the truth, and even he's not explaining why he kissed her. And Alex was like, look, I'm done. Keep your side, bitch. I'm leaving. I don't know if she moved out of the house at that point. So this is the second breakup that happens. She's done with her PTSD. She's still devastated. And season 3, I want to say season 2, season 3 finale, mid-season finale, we see basically Alex going into the house. Derek almost shoots her. I'm like, hold up, what? I thought it was Mike sneaking in the house in the preview. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, what is going on? And basically, I was like, look, you need to talk to me. What the F's going on? And he laid it out clean for her. Finally, they're talking. And she's ready to just stay there, not go do the solo performance. But he tells her to go and be the girl that he fell in love with on that stage. And they're automatically back together. Thank goodness. All right. So 3B, it was kind of like a little bit Dallas Pride. We see that they're back together and they're communicating more. You know, she's dealing with a whole bunch of stuff with Gigi and her mom, and he's talking her through it, and he's just being not like a statue, but kind of like that person to keep her sane and just remind her, just keeping her grounded. And Alex really needs that, because there's a lot of times where she could have just taken a different route and just gone on the petty-ish that I would have done, but he keeps her grounded, keeps her sane. Now, this is where we're going to get to 313. 313, basically we start off with ASA nominations. They're watching it on TV, and it goes into So Sick. They played a part where she kissed Noah, and that was the night that she cheated, and she asked him, you know, if it still bothers him that, you know, the song happened and they have to do promo together. He says, yeah, but, you know, it feels awkward, but, you know, I'm okay. I know it's work, and you don't want to do it too, but you know what? You have to, and I'm respectful of that. And shout out to Alex for being respectful of her man's feelings now, because honestly, I don't know if I would have took my partner back if he cheated. I'd really just like, I don't know. So yeah, that's progression right there. And then later when she's trying to like practice this duet, he goes in to check on her, and we found out that she's been praying for Star, and you know, she is considerate. She tried to get out of the duet out of respect for him, but he didn't want her to, because she's worked so hard to get to where she is now. He doesn't want to stand in the way of that. And then he tells her that one day that he was going to marry her. I'm like, and Sis's face was just like, wait, we're there now? We never talked about that. You want to marry me? I'm like, okay. And, you know, she just starts there thinking like, Noah, maybe I can be his wife. You know, I want to be in forever, and this is forever. Now, this scene is important. Carlotta, Simone, and Alex are praying over Star. Alex, you know, she's just getting into the whole God thing. She's just asking, you know, how can I pray to somebody that'll let this happen? Miss Carlotta put in that testimony. It's like the same God we're praying for, the same God that got Derek out that wheelchair, the same God that pulled you from a plane crash. You know, life can change in the blink of an eye, so seize the moment, don't take it for granted. And that was the moment where she knew that I don't want to wait another day. I want to be this man's wife. I'm going to ask him to marry me. And then we get the Believe Me scene. Oh my God. She's singing to Derek. She has a projector of this, all these pictures of them together and just rose petals and candles. And she basically lays her heart out there, basically saying how much she loves him and how she never wants to take him for granted. And she gets on one knee with the ring. I'm like, hold up, what? I'm like, okay, maybe we have a ring here. But Sis got on one knee. I'm like, oh, we going all out for this. Okay. Personally, I thought he would have had like a ring with him too, so they're both proposing. And I felt like, okay, maybe they're copying Empire, but at the same time, that would be so cute for them to do. But I'm okay with the proposal that we got. He got on his knees. He just says that he knew from the day that they met that he was going to be with her for the rest of his life. And he said yes, and just... that's where we end off there, man. Dallas is getting married. It's a miracle, guys. Thank God. And everyone was on Twitter celebrating. Star was trending #1 that night, and we were just all just happy because we made it to this day. Thank God. My predictions for the wedding? Honestly, I'm expecting a Real Housewives of Atlanta bougie wedding from Alex. I really am. Like, honestly, I'm expecting a huge venue because I follow Billy Woodruff on Instagram and they were location scouting for the wedding. And the location in Dynasty for Fallon's wedding could be the location for DALEX's wedding. And I'm just so excited. I know that, you know, Quincy had his friends be his best man on that episode. They're all posting lives that day. I'm just so excited. I'm really hoping that there's like a 2-dress situation because the dress I saw was just, even though it was kind of old Hollywood, I'm like, you know, that's kind of basic for a girl though. That's kind of basic for a girl. I'm hoping there's like a 2-part to that dress. I'm really hoping that Derek sings to her during the reception. I'm hoping he has a song for her. Maybe ask Simone for some help, just to get it out there. And if we get a song from Quincy that week, because they post the songs the week before the episode, that's when I'll know that he's gonna sing to her at this wedding. And I'm just like, oh my God. Also, I think maybe her mom's gonna show up, possibly not her dad, because there's some tea on that for like later episodes, but you know, we haven't seen Lenny Kravitz since like episode 2 of season 1, so we don't know if he's coming to the wedding. Plus, it's a finale, and more than likely, something's about to pop off. And, whoo, Lord, I just hope my babies make it to the altar. My goodness. So yeah, that is my whole little DALEX video. You guys got a full recap, full predictions of this wedding, and let me know in the comments what you thought of the proposal, what you expect from this wedding. What was your favorite moment from the last 3 seasons? So, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go to work and upload this, and I'm gonna see y'all later next week for another recap. Peace!